Are you looking for the perfect remedy for this Adhik Maas? Sifting through lists of pujas, mantras, and rituals, and wondering if you're doing enough? What if I told you that the most powerful practice for this sacred month requires no special items, no complex chants, and it's accessible to you in every single moment? This Adhik Maas, the best remedy is doing nothing. And in this video, I'm going to show you how this nothing might just be your greatest spiritual tool. Adhik Maas is on the horizon. For 2026, this sacred period falls around mid-May to mid-June. And as it gets closer, a familiar kind of spiritual anxiety starts to bubble up, doesn't it? The internet becomes a marketplace of divine solutions. You see titles promising 1,000 times the results, remedies for wealth, and complex rituals to wash away lifetimes of karma. The pressure mounts. Have you ever felt this? You read about the importance of charity or daan. You hear about specific fasts or vrats, waking up at Brahma Muhurat and reciting long hymns. There's talk of what to eat and what not to eat, and a long list of activities to postpone. Traditionally, major life events like weddings, housewarming ceremonies, or starting new business ventures are avoided. Now, this isn't because the month is cursed or unlucky. While many traditions do consider it inauspicious, ashubha, for these major worldly ceremonies, the deeper wisdom is that it's a special time meant for inner work. Still, the sheer volume of recommendations can feel overwhelming. It can seem like a spiritual checklist where you're constantly falling short. There's a pressure to be perfect, to perform every ritual flawlessly, and a quiet fear that if you don't, you're wasting this precious opportunity. This feeling of not doing enough can create more noise in your mind than peace. It turns a period meant for reflection into one of stress. And that's the great paradox. We get so busy doing spiritual things that we forget to simply be spiritual. What if we took a step back from all that? What if, instead of adding more to our plate, we decided to take something off? This is the real invitation of Adhik Maas. It's not a test of your ritualistic endurance, but an opportunity for profound inner stillness. To understand the power of doing nothing, we first need to get what makes Adhik Maas so special. It's basically a super clever ancient way to fix the calendar. The lunar year, which our festivals follow, is about 11 days shorter than the solar year. To keep the seasons and festivals from drifting, an extra month is added roughly every 3 years. In 2026, this makes for a 13-month year. But its meaning goes so much deeper than math. This is where the story gets really beautiful. This month is also known as Mal Maas, and most famously, Purushottam Maas. The story behind the name is what reveals its secret. As the traditional stories go, when this extra month came to be, it was seen as being without a master. Each of the 12 regular months has its own presiding deity, but this 13th month had none. It was called Mal Maas, which is sometimes translated harshly as an unclean month. A more helpful way to see it is as an extra or unattached month, disconnected from the usual cycle of worldly duties. In the narrative, the spirit of this month felt neglected and approached Lord Vishnu for help. In a beautiful act of compassion, Lord Vishnu, also known as Purushottam, the Supreme Being, adopted the month and gave it his own name. The belief is that he declared that any spiritual devotion performed during this month would yield powerful multiplied results. This story is the key. Adhik Maas isn't just an extra month. It's like a spiritual neutral ground. It's a divine pause button gifted by time itself. While other months are full of specific duties, Purushottam Maas is an open field, making it extraordinarily potent for looking inward. It's a time set aside not for outward celebration, but for inner transformation. So, this brings us to the big idea. The best remedy for Adhik Maas is doing nothing. Now, we have to be very clear here. The nothing we're talking about isn't laziness. It's not apathy or just zoning out on your phone. That's a distracted, noisy nothing. The nothing we are embracing is an active, intentional, and sacred stillness. It's the practice of consciously pulling your energy back from the endless noise of the outside world and the internal chatter of your own mind. It's about choosing calm over hype and reflection over fear. Think of it as a non-ritual ritual. The world constantly tells you to do more, achieve more, acquire more. Even in spirituality, the message can feel the same. More mantras, more pujas. Adhik Maas offers a revolutionary path. Do less so you can be more. Think about it. The core traditional practices for this month include japa, chanting, dhyan, meditation, and reading scriptures. What's the common thread? They all require you to quiet the outer world and turn your focus inward. You can't truly practice deep japa if your mind is racing. You can't meditate while being pulled in a dozen directions. Doing nothing is the foundation for all of it. It's the act of creating the sacred space inside yourself for the divine to be heard. It's about subtracting the non-essential, so only the essential remains. In a world that's always buzzing, maybe the most radical act of devotion is to just unplug and sit in silence. It costs nothing. It requires no guru. All it asks is your willingness to be present with yourself, just as you are. This is the ultimate purification, not of the body with fasts, but of the mind and soul with stillness. This all sounds nice, but how do we actually practice it? How do we turn this idea of doing nothing into a real daily discipline? We're going to do it together with a challenge I call the Adhik Maas Stillness Challenge. For the entire duration of Adhik Maas 2026, roughly from mid-May to mid-June, we'll embrace a simple, powerful, daily non-ritual. It has 3 easy steps and will take you no more than 5 to 10 minutes a day. The goal isn't intensity, it's gentle, consistent connection. Step 1. The daily inquiry. 1 minute. Each day, we'll start with a single question, a stillness prompt. The point isn't to find some complicated answer, but to open a door to quiet reflection. I'll be sharing these daily on my community tab, but you can also create your own. For example, a prompt for day 1 could be, what am I carrying that isn't mine? Other prompts might be, where does my mind feel most restless? What am I trying to control that I can let go of today? What am I avoiding by staying so busy? Today, am I feeding peace or am I feeding noise? You just read the question and let it sink in. Step 2. The sacred pause, 3 to 5 minutes. Now for the heart of the practice, doing nothing. Find a comfortable spot where you won't be disturbed for a few minutes. Close your eyes if that feels right. You don't need a special posture or mantra unless you already have one you love. Your only job is to be still and breathe. Hold the day's question in your mind, not like a problem you have to solve, but like a guest you're welcoming into your home. As you breathe, just watch what comes up. Worries, to-do lists, memories, judgments. That's totally normal. The practice isn't to fight your thoughts or force a blank mind. It's to notice them without getting swept away. Imagine you're sitting on a riverbank. Your thoughts are like leaves floating by on the water. You see them, you acknowledge them, and you let them drift on. You don't have to jump into the river to chase them. Your anchor is your breath. Whenever you feel lost in thought, just gently guide your attention back to the feeling of your breath moving in and out. This is the training. This is the stillness. Step 3. The 1-sentence journal and the smallest action. 1 minute. After your few minutes of stillness, open your eyes. In a notebook, write just 1 sentence that captures your reflection. It doesn't have to be earth-shattering. It could be, I'm carrying the weight of what others expect, or my mind is restless about work, or I feel peaceful when I stop trying to force things. This 1 sentence helps make your insight real. Finally, you'll wrap up with 1 small intentional action. This could be a silent prayer of gratitude. It could be chanting Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. just once with feeling. It could be a resolution to do one tiny act of kindness, daan, that day, like putting out water for birds or offering a kind word to a stranger. This connects your inner stillness to your outer life. That's it. An inquiry, a pause, and an integration. This simple, repeatable practice is perfectly suited for the sacred energy of Purushottam Maas, turning doing nothing into your most powerful spiritual discipline. I invite you to join me on this journey. This Adhik Maas, let's choose a different kind of remedy. Let's choose the remedy of quiet, the remedy of presence, the remedy of stillness. If you're ready to take on this Adhik Maas stillness challenge with me, go ahead and subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications, because I'll be posting reminders and the daily inquiry prompts. And to really set your intention, do one more thing. Go to the comments section below and write one word that you want to cultivate this Adhik Maas. It could be stillness, peace, release, clarity, or devotion. Let that word be your anchor for the coming month. Adhik Maas is a gift. It is an extra chance given by time itself to pause, reflect, and realign with what truly matters. It teaches us that spiritual growth doesn't always come from adding more, but often from subtracting what's unnecessary. It's not about an outer performance, but an inner correction. You do not need to feel overwhelmed or inadequate. The most profound, most powerful, and most transformative remedy is already within you. It is the silent, spacious, and sacred temple of your own still presence. This Purushottam Maas, give yourself the gift of doing nothing and discover the everything that it holds. Thank you for being here.